Hello, I'm Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online, taking some more ships through the EdenCom sites, looking for a fit that I really like. I do actually have two fits I do want to record. I'm hoping to get them both done here today, so that could be pretty fun. I'd like to get them both done before the site's over next week. The first one we're going to look at is this Cyclone fit that I was given in my YouTube chat. Taking a look at this, it was provided by, I can't pronounce the name, Odorox. So thank you for the fit. I actually flew this once and I really kind of like it, so I definitely want to show it off here. It is a very budget-friendly fit. I think it actually cost me on, I just bought it off sell orders in Dodixie for 160 million, but you know, it's not that yet. You go here and you look, like this is Jita. If you really wanted to, you can get down, like you go to Jita and get it for 140 or 115 if buy orders work for you. So pretty budget-friendly fit. And I'm pretty excited to show it here because I think it works pretty well. So I appreciate it. Let's take a look at the fit really quick. And we'll look at the PIFA numbers, because that's what really matters. 5 times heavy assault missile launcher 2s. So obviously not an Alpha. Well, Alphas can fly them. I don't know whether they can fit or not. It's a little bit of room. So I haven't tried it on my Alpha. He can't fly assault missiles, heavy assault missiles. So 5 of those, and using Nova Rage missiles with the extra sweet DPS. One 425mm AutoCannon II with Hail, just because we have the slots in the turret slots for it. Like, we can't fit another missile slot, so you might as well put the gun in there for the extra little bit of DPS. It provides about 45 DPS. One Shield Command Burst 1. Probably don't need it based on when I saw the tank, but it's not that expensive to run, and it's cool. Gives me some cool effects when I'm out there, so it's pretty. Large Shield Booster 2. One Republic Fleet Cat Battery. The fit as provided by Aga was a meta battery. I forget which one it was, the PHB, the PB acid chemical battery. One of the meta batteries. So I upped it to a Republic fleet because I have a whole bunch of them. I do like to kind of keep some of those on hand, but it can work. It seems there was no cap problem, so you could probably save even a little bit more, dropping that down a bit. I still think it's worth the cost for the extra resistance and the extra capacitor. One adaptive invulnerability, Shield Hardener 2, Stasis Webifier II, and a Target Painter 2. Helps the missiles and the drones apply damage. 2 Cap Flux Coil 2s, Damage Control 2, Ballistics Control System 2. Lots of T2 stuff, right? 1 Medium Capacitor Control Circuit 2, and then 2 Resist modules, an EM and a Thermal Resistance module, Tech 2s. Brings our resists up if we go into the actual stats here. You can compare those stats with yours to see how well your mileage will vary here. You can see we're hitting about 700 DPS all in, 550 almost, 547 from the missiles. As for the drones, Valkyrie IIs are the drones that we're running, and the ammo, we have nanite paste in case we have to overheat, which is always something I forget to bring, and our shield harmonizing charges, which helps us with our resists. We could put the rapid recharging in here and maybe squeeze a little bit more repping out of it, but then it's going to affect our capacitor a little more. Let's take a look at PIFA. So yeah, you can see it here. These are the PIFA numbers. So the effective EHP is 267 plus the passive regen, which is nice. And again, if we go here and we go to the active shield, it does slightly affect and gives us slightly more capacitor, but it does affect our cap stability a bit. So, you know, your results may vary. You can go either way. It's not a huge difference, so probably actually be better off using the other charges. This is what I have. Yeah, so they apply DPS 557 from the guns. Their skills. 116 from the drones, so not a whole lot from the drones, and that's factoring in the gun. But we are kept stable at 57 with a 27% resist, which seems to be enough. About 142 million ISK is about what it costs. And this is no implants. I am wearing one of my implant clones, but it's my armor repping clone, so the only thing that really matters is this slightly affects the tracking on our gun, and this slightly extends the range of our web, which neither of those matter. In this context, it's just in to keep me training at a decent clip as I clean up some of my subcap skills. Alright, let's go and get a site. So thank you, Adorix. I'm going to go get us a site, and we're going to see how this goes. One of the things I have started doing is I'm going to start tracking the time it takes to run the sites. So I've got a timer here that I'm going to run if I remember to click the buttons. And I should also put a timer on the screen while the site is in use. I went back to my previous 2 videos and recorded the times for those ships. The Myrmidon ran at a blistering 26 minutes, so that's not a good fit, don't use it. And the Alpha Gnosis, flown on my Alpha, was at 20 minutes. And so I'd like to see what this one does, and I have a Brutix fit that is not budget. It's kind of focusing on DPS. It runs in my Esclap. It's meant to use my Esclapian clone, and is like 500 million ESC or something like that. So it's not a budget fit, but I want to see what the time difference is. This one does run pretty good. I'll see how the second site, like, I'm not being very scientific. One site isn't really enough to get an idea. Well, it gives you an idea, but it's not enough to really science it up properly. But the one site I did run was 15 minutes in this fit, so, and I haven't measured the Brutix yet. So yeah, looking forward to that. Let me find us a site, and we will get right into it with this. Oh, hang on. I do want an MTU, but I'll get an MTU. I'll get us a site, and we'll go out there and we will do this thing. Stand by. Alright, looks like we have our first good site. I am going to go check it out. I'm going to start the timer right from the moment the first spawn spawns. I'm going to time it on my phone. I'm also going to try and remember to put one up in the after the recording. Words later when I'm editing, I will try to remember to put one up as well so you can see it live, but we're going to see how this goes. I don't want to turn this on until we've jumped the gate, I believe. I haven't used boosts. I haven't ever actually been the booster, so this is like newish to me. I don't think I want to turn this on after I've jumped through the gate, or it won't let me through. So I did grab my MTU, that's good. Let's see if we can do this site. Hardener's on. I still don't, like I said, I haven't spent enough time with it to know what the actual kill order is going to be like. Okay. Landing on grid, throw out the MTU. We shouldn't have to warp, but we're going to bookmark it anyway, just in case we do have to pop off, so we can come back to it later if we need to. We are going to orbit it. We are missile based, so there's no point to staying perfectly still. We can orbit it. We're going to turn on this, and we're going to get rid of the starving first. We're going to launch our drones. Shift F because they're my favorited drones, and F to get them on my target. Web, target painter on, and we will only rep as we needed to. Now we'll get this renewing. One of the things is our autocannons don't quite reach. Actually, I can reach it right now, but usually I put the autocannons on, like I'd put it on here, but he was close enough that we can grab him with everything until he pulls range anyway. We're going to start repping just before half because this is a large repper, so it does very large chunks of repping. So we'll kind of wait for another couple hits, I think, just to maximize its use. We're going to try to maintain capacity, or capacitor levels, because that's kind of our biggest tricks. We only have one battery, which shouldn't be a problem. We're going to go now. We'll do a couple cycles and turn it off. That guy should die. We're killing him because he'll remote rep these guys. We could probably have taken him out fine before the reps really mattered, but let's just see how we go here. And probably one more cycle. And again, I don't have my kill sort of order down yet with this fit, because obviously this is the second site I've done, but if I do record the Brutix, you'll notice that the kill there, that one's more fluid. Oops, stop repping. We're over repping now. But we'll talk about that when we get there. For now, we are going to do what we're doing here. Okay, guns, target painter, web. And you can see it's grinding through quite well. I did forget to set the timer, so I'll have to put a few seconds on there. Probably bring up the log, but I forgot to start my phone timer, so we'll have to use the in-game, the after recording timer to get a real number. I've started it now. We will do the thing where we call the drones if nothing's on grid when this guy dies, but we won't have that issue. Because these are assault missiles as well, the reload time isn't so bad, so that's no biggie on us. Grab these. We'll grab the liminal first after this anchoring bed goes down. Right. Rep a couple cycles, one, maybe just 2 cycles, we'll turn it off there. What do we got? We have a starving coming, so we're going to grab him and the renewing, but we'll take the starving first, and then we'll get this renewing Rodiva. I'm going to hold off and let the drones do their thing for a minute. I can probably actually just take that guy out since he's already half dead. I don't want this guy repping him. In the meantime, we're going to be doing a reload cycle on our missiles here in a second. The drones are doing all right on their own. Oh, wow, that's not... Lots of targets on grid. Everything's holding. And we are cap stable with everything running anyways, outside of being neuted from it. Wonder if I should just look real quick. I mean, under that newt, we're still stable. I don't know if it factors in the actual current newts. Okay. Good. Let's get our drones on this guy. Get our missiles flying again. We're at 2 minutes. Trying not to get distracted. There's lots going on around me as well. Preparing for some of the newest stuff that's coming down the pipe as far as the Corporate Alliance is concerned. But I'm going to try to stay focused on what I'm doing. He's within 11, so we're going to shoot anyways with the guns. I mean, it's kind of a waste of DPS, but it's this guy because he's going to be our next for over-repping, so we'll turn that off. The web turns off, we'll turn the guns off as well. But yeah, this fit works quite well. I'm pretty happy with it. Turn the repper on now. Get this liminal down. Get all of our things turned on him. Target Painter is actually nice. I've been using that more often than tracking. I don't know if it's always the best. I mean, it's really hard sometimes to know whether to go with like a tracking computer or a painter. I like the painter in a lot of cases because especially if you're using turrets or missiles and drones, they both benefit from the tracking bonus instead of just one side of the DPS shenanigans. That guy's burned down really fast there, that's good. We don't need to rep anything at the moment. We have 2 liminals coming in, so we'll take these out after this anchoring. Although for frigate size it doesn't really matter, they're just more threatening than the tangling. So we're not really speed tanking or sig tanking. None of those other sort of DPS increases on the opponent's side matter. You can see it burns through these pretty good. We're applying quite nicely. Once the Valkyries slow down, these ones are going to start hitting. There we go. Once they slow down, we chew through them pretty quick here. That's awesome. Everything's on. Looked like he switched to my drones for a half second there, but nothing came of it. We're going to do a couple cycles of our rep, and we're just going to maintain and coast through. Yeah, this fit is cheap and effective. I did try to sort of do a similar fit with the Drake. It doesn't have the right bonuses for it to work quite as well. Still not happy with anything I've seen on the Drake front. You either have to over-tank it and really suffer on the DPS range. I think that's always been a problem with the Drake. It's just, it tanks like a beast, but it kind of suffers in a lot of the other areas. We're just going to reload everything while there's a space. We're going to call our drones in so this guy doesn't start targeting them first. Once he's targeted, locking us. Drones are safe. We can pull them out. Shift F, and then we can shoot him. Alright. Ooh, this got to go. This and this. We are next to that. Oh, that frigate. Yeah, the frigate can stay. We will take out the Rodiva first. I hope, one day. I don't know why it didn't target it. I think he was out of range. Oh, good. Drones are on him anyway. He's definitely out of range of our guns, so we're going to turn our guns off and we're going to put them on. We're going to start DPSing this guy. Not that it matters, but he's out of range to really be affected by our... Start repping. I'm going to try to get up this starving because we're going to need to kill him actually probably next. I'm going to turn these off. We're going to put this on the starving so it'll be more effective. Although we could now reach this guy with the guns and put a little extra DPS on him. I don't think it really matters. And again, this is just kind of an example of the timing. Obviously, you get things down to a science, and you get things where you would be optimally killing rats and clearing rooms. Probably shave even a little bit more time off. Although I think I'm doing all right. How come my drones aren't on this guy? I thought I hit F, but I must have missed it. I know there's still no webcam. Honestly, I'm still a little under the weather, and I'm just not feeling it. I haven't shaved in like a week. Just, you know, real life things. So the camera will come back once I start feeling more human again. But I don't want to let it stop me from recording because I still have fun doing this stuff. Nobody wants to see this. I don't even want to look in the mirror. So yeah, we'll just kind of work our way down now. Nothing here is particularly scary once that Vedmak drops. Take this guy out. He's already kind of damaged. We'll just grind through. Again, the boosting is probably not even necessary, so if you can't fly command boosts, you can probably leave it at home. I mean, it's working quite well without it. So, or it's working so well with it that I'm not too worried about it. The final wave might be a little scarier. You may want to... actually, I haven't said this enough. I'm doing these without the agency boosters. That's what I still call them. So like the hard shell or the pyroclast or whatever. Pyrolancia, pyro. But if you're going to fly these often, it's even just having the level 1 boosters on you for those emergencies, an extra 3% DPS or tank is nothing to be to scoff at. So if you weren't going to run these the booster here, you could probably put in like a level tier 1, tier 2 hard shell to make up for the tank. So I do intend to start carrying them. I just always forget about it. Just one of those things, you know, I haven't learned to remember to bring it. Much like nano paste, you know, nano repair paste, nanite repair paste. I always forget that I should be bringing those with me if I might have to overheat something. And it's one of the things that you should learn to carry with you at all times, because, you know, you start noticing your tank isn't quite holding. Pop one of those, and that could make up the difference. Or if your DPS isn't quite fast enough and your tank is holding, pop a pyro. It doesn't affect drones for the pyro, but yeah, we're at 8 minutes here, so we're doing all right. Nothing's on grid, so we're going to reload. I know it's just reloaded, but while there's nothing on grid, we'll take advantage. And nothing here is particularly scary, so we'll get destroyers first, because they're a quick way to remove some DPS. And we get everything on here, get our drones out, get them out. There we go. Nicey nice. You can see once we start applying, they just burn. I like it. We're gonna take out the cruiser before the frigates, because the frigates just don't quite do enough damage to be worried about. We're gonna start repping here for a couple reps. I do want to keep it in this side of the grid for the final wave. I'd like to be on the positive side of half. Even if I slightly over-rep a couple of times, I'd rather start that final engagement on the higher end of half. With this fit, we should be able to kill frigate, then the Rodiva, and then the cruiser, so we should be able to get all three. Should not be a problem. You can see our capacitor is holding regardless. We haven't seen a lot of nuding, however, this time around. So the waves do vary, so timing will vary. But I imagine if something's 2 minutes faster, it's probably faster. In all situations, like, wouldn't matter what the variety of waves were between the two measures. But again, these sites aren't around long enough to really science it the way I would something permanent, with a spreadsheet and tracking dozens of sites per fit type of deal. Crowdsourcing that information, that sort of thing. But, I mean, it gives us a general idea of what fits to go for. And this one is a good one, it seems. It is cheap, and it is pretty effective. I'd even go so far as to say it's pretty close to my... Oops. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out, then we'll take out the Renewing Rediva. Since he was already being hit, we're just going to finish him off. Send our drones and the other two. And we'll take this. Can I get my target painter on him, please? And my missiles. Okay, and then on him we're going to put the web and the guns, just because he's in that range where it's more effective. Oh, here we go, 2 starvings. This is actually going to change things. We're just going to go ahead and turn these off, because we're going to move them over to the starving, one of the starvings. Because that's where we're going to go next with the rest of our DPS once this Rodiva goes down. But yeah, it's a pretty comfortable fit. We're definitely over-repping, so let's kill that. A pretty strong wave here, actually, so that's pretty good. We're going to reload our missiles here in a second. It's fine, because we still have our drones on them, chewing away at them. Okay, let's get our repper going. Things are starting to spool up. Okay, we're not going to bother with missiles over there. We're going to start our missiles over here, and then we'll get our drones on board. It was a little hangy. I didn't quite catch the reload, so I wasn't shooting my missiles for a second, but worked out. Should be seeing, after this, should be the final wave. We should be getting pretty close. Okay, go here, web scram, target painter, guns, missiles, everything. All the things on there. Then I guess next is going to be this guy. Yeah, they're shooting him down quite quickly now. And 4, there we go. Take this guy because he's hurt. Oh, no, this guy's got to be next. Starving. And a destroyer, so that's a good next target. Drones, stay here, go after him. Yep, that's good. We are repping. Let's web him, make sure everything got in range. Good. Yeah, so this will be in and around the 15, under 20 minute mark, I think. Okay, let's grab this guy. Everything's on him. Nope, that one's missing. Stop repping now. And the final guy. You can see how quick, so we're applying pretty good to them. It's not like we're taking a lot of time to chew through their armor. So that's good. It's good. I haven't flown a lot of Cyclones too, so I like it. It gives me a reason to fly Cyclones. We're going to reload these. Oh, there's nothing on grid. Should be the final wave, I would guess. Yep, there he is. Excellent. And we're just going to kill the frigate first. And then the... Just going to wait till they're on us and everything's shooting at us. Frigate goes down. Drones out. We are going to want to be repping pretty soon. In this case, we were almost full cap when that landed too, so that's nice. That gives us pretty much maximum time. He's going to start ramping up and doing a lot of damage by the time we get to him, so I really don't want to forget to rep and, you know, get it in too late. But this guy, you can see he's getting tiny bit of reps, but chewing through it. So what we don't want is those reps on the cruiser if we can help it, because it'll help us clear things just a little faster. We can't web him anyway. He's kind of outside our fall-off range on the guns, but that's fine. May come in within web range. We could fit like honestly, we could maybe fit a Navy Webifier and then we could web the Rediva. That might be something to consider as an upgrade if you wanted to really, but it probably doesn't matter so much. He's far enough away that And our missiles, well, we would increase our missile application by slowing them down. So it would affect us. So it might be worth going to like a Fed Navy Webifier on there, if you were so inclined to do so. You can see we're starting to get down there in the capacitor, but now we're on our target and he's not going to be under reps. We're probably over repping, so I'm going to turn that off just to conserve some capacitor. Wasn't hitting us nearly as hard as I thought he would be at this point. Drones are just getting into position. There, they've slowed down. They'll start hitting them now. And that's 16 minutes, so just over 16 once he goes down, based on how long it took me to start my timer. We'll see the actual time in post. You guys will see it. But it should be in and around the 16 to 17 minute mark, which is pretty good. Get our repper turned on now. We're already into structure on this guy, so all in all, not a bad day. So I do like this fit. It's very effective, so I do appreciate you sharing that with me. And yeah, I do always look at people's fits and see what I like about them, and if I don't showcase your fit, you can ask me why. Sometimes I'll throw them in Python. They don't quite show numbers that I think are interesting or of a significant variation from what I'm already doing or something like that. And I'll try to let you know that, but sometimes I get, sidetracked. But I do definitely look at them because that's kind of what I like, is looking for fun fits and fly things I don't normally fly, especially if it's something I don't typically get to fly. Like the Cyclone immediately interested me. There's the hard shell. Those two. Ooh, the Abaddon. That's the stuff I'm collecting from this site. We're just going to go right ahead and apply that because it's kind of why I'm doing the sites. The main reason is to gather the skins. But that's the fit. 16 minutes 50 seconds, so just over 17 minutes that time. Probably. We'll see in post. But I like it. It's nice and cheap. Like 130 million is not bad. 160 is what I paid for it in Dodixie. Still not bad considering my much slower fit was closer to 300 million, and I think my Brutix feels faster. We'll see. I will do that in the next video. We will compare it to my Brutix fit. The Brutix is also a little less comfortable. The kill pattern is a little more varied. We'll talk about that when we talk about that fit. But I will link a copy of this fit in the description of the video. But for those of you who want to pause it and see it, there it is right there. Valkyrie II is at the bottom, and the harmonizing. You could switch this to the other charge as well if you were so inclined, but obviously it didn't really matter. We're going to turn this off so we can actually take a gate at some reasonable time, because we got to wait for this now to want it to recycle. But there we have it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you want to see more. Shelling aside, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section down below. I love talking Eve, as long as it's respectful. And as always, I'll see y'all next time. Take care, and I'm out of here.